Hey guys, I'm looking to improve my vertical jump, and the program I'm going to follow is based around lifting weights with a small amount of plyometrics. Having read the vertical jump research, I knew of several exercises that I wanted to include in a program, and one that fits my criteria was Off T Nation, written by Christian Thibadeau, and the article it's from is called Get Strong, Get Fast, Get Vertical. This is aimed at improving lower body strength as well as vertical jump height. Now there's a few exercises I haven't done before, as well as some minor modifications I've made. So in this video, I just wanted to go over the whole program itself, just in case anyone else wanted to try it. It's a 6-week program exercising 4 days a week. So there's 2 lower body days, 2 upper body days. Spread these out however you want, but for me, I like to have a day off before doing legs, and I don't like to go 2 days without exercising. So I've chosen Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So let's dive right into day 1, which I almost flipped upside down. That's because I want to be doing the explosive movements when I'm fresh. So I started my session with vertical jumps. Now this is a very broad term and it's not clear exactly how he wants you to do them. But a friend and former housemate plays basketball and he suggested floor to ceiling jumps. So you touch the floor every time and explode up and reach for a real or imaginary ceiling. The benefits of these is that you learn to explode from a more crouched position than you might normally choose. Next up is a jump squat, and I switched to a hex bar for this, also known as a trap bar. Now a benefit of using this is that your hands naturally fall into the position that's similar to an Olympic clean. One other modification I made was to the percentage. Now the research says that peak power is achieved with around 10% of your maximum lift for an untrained population, and up to 30% if you're regularly training. So for me, I went with the 20% of my maximum lift, which for the deadlift is around 150 at the moment. So that was 30 kilos. These are slightly more like 8 single reps with a short pause, so you don't need to be super reactive off the floor between each rep. Third one is speed squat. I followed these as described in the program, again from the research. Your stretch shortening cycle, which stores energy up as you descend, that will dissipate after 3 or 4 seconds. So I went down slowly, paused briefly at the bottom of the lift to limit any momentum, and then exploded up. Second to last exercise is the back squat, and here I'm trying out the half squat, which is to 90-degree knee bend and a shallower squat than I'm used to. Final exercise is Romanian deadlift, or RDL for short. Relatively slow on the way down and fast up. 4 sets of 4 to 6 reps, as the program says. Day 2 I'm going to breeze through because it's your standard 4 exercise upper body session with 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps on each exercise. So you have a horizontal push in the form of the bench press, a horizontal pull, which is your bent over barbell row. You've got a vertical push, which is your push press, and a vertical pull, which is listed as weighted chin-ups, but for a set of 8, if I'm doing them controlled, then I don't need any additional weight. Day 3 is the second lower body session and contains a few of my must-have exercises for improving vertical jump height. It starts off with a depth jump. I did these in vert shock, but not from this height. 50 centimeters is quite high, but I feel like I adapted quite quickly. The important thing here is not to pause on the ground. You have to hit it and react quickly. These go up to 70 centimeters in week 4, which is going to be interesting. Next, a jumping split squat. Again, the unweighted version can be found in vert shock. Here, 10% of my 70 kilo body weight means 3.5 kilo dumbbell per hand. And again, I'm holding these out straight as if I'm doing an Olympic clean. Speaking of which, here's an Olympic clean. Now this is the power clean. My technique isn't great, so don't copy me. I need to work on that mid-thigh explosion for the pull. But 4 sets of 80 kilos lands me in the 3 to 5 rep range. I switched exercises 4 and 5 around because I didn't want to do this top squat while very fatigued. Now the top squat online, it says you go to a commercial gym, you set the barbell so it's underneath the safety bars. It just has to be an empty bar, and then you push up against it and it's an isometric, not quite full extension, and that works because the squat cage is bolted to the floor. That's not the case in my garage gym, so I had to set a very heavy weight, and then I pushed against it. I sometimes lifted it off the safety pins for 6 seconds, but it was still an isometric. These were incredibly tiring. You're accumulating 30 seconds of isometric maximal pushing per set, and I needed 4 or 5 minutes rest between each set. Lastly, Bulgarian squat, also known as the rear leg elevated split squat. You don't want that rear leg too far behind you, you don't want too much of a stretch, because when it comes down, you want your rear leg to have the knee slightly behind the heel. You want to hold that knee off the ground, so all that weight is on the front leg, and you're holding an isometric, so 5 seconds in the hold and then back up again. Finally, on to day 4. It's another upper body session, so I'll go through it quickly. Similar to day 2, but we're changing the angles. So you've got the incline bench press, you've got the incline dumbbell rows, and close grip bench press. A note about the close grip, that doesn't mean hands touching, that just puts an immense strain on your wrist. What you're looking to do is activate the triceps more than the chest. So just bringing your hands about 1 hand width in from your regular bench, or maybe at 1.5, is sufficient. Then your beach weights, barbell curl and decline tricep extension. I went with a skull crusher and decided to superset these. Finally, it says 2 up, 1 down on a machine curl. That means 2 arms bringing it up and 1 arm releasing. I don't have any machines in the gym, so I just set my bench up like a preacher curl and assisted my arm on the way up and then let it go on the way down 5 seconds on the eccentric. Now, I've done the first 2 weeks of this already, and it's no surprise to me that I can't jump any higher yet. In fact, I'm way down on my PB. Unlike VertShock, where you're going to see progress every week, when you do weight training, you kind of build up a cumulative fatigue, which is good for you for the kind of super compensation at the end, but you're almost starting from a deficit and building your way up from there. So I'm not going to get disheartened that my jumps are very high, and I'm not going to assess how well the program has gone until I've tested 1 to 2 weeks afterwards, allowing my body sufficient rest. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, I'll post up a video once I've completed all 6 weeks and report back on the results. Cheers.